Ho ho ho, Merry Christmas and welcome back to Matt Catches. Should be Christmas Eve for you guys when this is uploaded, and as you can see from behind me, we're back on fishing location wearing a Santa outfit for Christmas Eve. Don't know whether you can notice or not, but I've had a new camera set up. I've brought a Canon M50 and I already had a microphone. I got the Rode Microphone Micro, I'm pretty sure it is. Just got that set up now, so we're going to be doing the first video with that this week. So I hope you're all having a good Christmas. I've got all my stuff behind me. I'm going to set it all up. I've thrown a bit of bait in already, so I'm hoping we can get the fish feeding and we get the fish in the spot we want to try and catch some fish, because it's gone very cold weather now. It is quite deep water, so I'm hoping there's still a bit of warmth at the bottom of there and the fish are going to be there. So let's set up, whack the rods in. I'm going to talk you through what rig and what bait I'm using, so I'll see you then.
Right, you'll never believe what I've done. Me and my amazing forgetfulness has I forgot my rod pod. I was going to set up, just getting all my stuff ready. Just went to get my rod pod, got my alarms out, everything. Crap, where's my rod pod? So what I've done is, I've got my corded distance sticks, as you can see there. A little bit closer to them, got corded distance sticks, got my alarms, they slot into them almost perfect. So I'm sorted now. I'm just going to stick like at the back here, got to stick a tent peg or something just to stop these lifting up and the rod going in. Put a tent peg going across there, and that should stop them lifting up basically.
Right guys, so the rig I'm going to be using today, I'm going to be using the Ronnie Rig 360. I've got a mesh PVA bag, it's got 4 crushed up krill boilies in it. I've got a 16mm krill wafter on it. It's been a good bait on this lake, so I'm hoping this will bring us some fish, because we haven't caught some fish in quite a while now. We've had a few bream, we need a carp though, we do need a carp. I've got 6-inch stiff boom as always. I'm going to whack this in. I've got some bait here, krill boilies, as you've seen. I've just thrown some out. I'm going to keep trickling small amounts of them out throughout the session that I'm here. Not going to have more out in big quantities, because as it's winter, the fish are going to be slow and not going to be as hungry because the metabolism is lower. So I'm going to whack both of these out now. I'm going to get myself something to eat because my metabolism's slowed and I'm hungry. And yeah, hopefully, thumbs up, hopefully we can have a fish. Right guys, I've made something to eat. I've got some lovely pancakes here. There's just some of these Aldi's, let me grab them here. I think it's just from Aldi. 8 Aldi sweet pancakes, here you go in a packet. Just whack them in the Ridge Monkey, let them warm up like you would with an oat cake. Bit of maple syrup on top of them, absolutely fantastic. I've been watching the water, and there's been a lot of birds. I haven't actually seen any fish yet. I've had a couple of knocks, but that could be anything because of how slack my line is. So I've turned my alarm sensitivity down, I've put the drag on so it's nice and soft, and I've stuck a couple of tent pegs on the end of my rods, stop them lifting up if we get a fish. So I'm going to eat these, watch the water. I think it will be dark in about an hour, so I'm going to get some more bait in, and fingers crossed we can have another fish. So I'll see you then. It's currently 5:15. And look behind me, it's pitch black. I ain't even on my tea yet, it's that early and it's pitch black. But I just wanted to take a moment to tell you about this Tracker 3-piece wetsuit. It's absolutely fantastic. It's freezing here, you can see my breath to some extent. And I've got the leggings, the fleece and the coat on, and it's toasty and warm, it's lovely. Can't get enough of it, and I don't think I'll stop going on about it. But I was looking at some head torches. If you guys want to leave in the comments below which head torch you think's the best, because I want to get a new head torch, because I'm fed up of having to have a lead going down to my pocket with a power bank in to charge my head torch to use it. So I was looking at the Ridge Monkey one, the 300, which is a bigger one than the brighter one. But let me know in the comments which one you think's better, and I'm gonna have to sort one out. But I'm gonna throw some bait in, get my tea on, and yeah, fingers crossed, hopefully we can have a fish. Right, I've just made myself a cup of tea, as you can see, and I was just wondering, thinking to myself, Do you guys have any winter fishing tips? Any life hacks that you use for fishing? Any tips for catching fish? Because I've heard fish meal baits are better, but I've also heard that sweeter baits are better. Pop-ups, bottom baits, any advice that you can give me, because my first actual full winter fishing throughout on the bank. Did a few sessions last year, but we had a lockdown so we couldn't go fishing overnight. So this is my first proper winter, so I'm going to get some tea on in a minute, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we can catch a fish. I've been watching the water the best I can with the low light. I've seen the moon, which I'm going to put a time lapse of now. This is actually the first time lapse I've done with this camera, and I'm really impressed with it so far. I'm just thinking now, because the water is crystal clear, it is a bit cold, but it's in the area for a bite. So I'm going to make a couple more mesh PVA bags up. I'm going to whack them out, get some more bait in the water, because I don't see why we won't be able to have a bite tonight. It is only about 8:30, so we've got plenty of time till the morning. I think I'm going to be getting up, aim for about 7, so I'm going to go to bed for about 10, 11 o'clock, so we've got plenty of sleep till 7 in the morning. I can get up and I'm going to be here. I'm going to start packing up about 11 o'clock because going home, and I've got my first driving lesson. It would be tomorrow as of now when I'm recording the video, so I'm really excited for that. Can't wait to get driving and go on some epic fishing adventures when I've got my car. So now I'm going to get my mesh bags made up, get them whacked in, fingers crossed we can have a fish. As you've just seen, I've brought my rods in, and I've just attached another mesh PVA bag to them. But the bag I'm going to be using, same bag as always, but I've added 5 boilies instead of 3 boilies into it. I'm not going to spread the bait around the lake anymore. I'm just going to have a bigger pile around the actual hook. So instead of the fish, because we're going to be slower with the slow metabolism and they're just going to be moving around the lake, so instead of moving around the bottom looking for the bait, I'm going to leave 2 piles right by my hook bait. I've got a little wafter on 16mm. And hopefully they should come along, find that and just go and then get hooked and we get the fish. It's about 10:15 now, and I've been doing my best to watch the water as I can. The water's been absolutely still. I haven't heard any fish boshing or jumping in the water. But what I've decided to do is, you've just seen me cast my rods in. I've put a slightly bigger mesh bag on, so it's got 5 boilies in it. Not throwing bait round because I'm fishing more accurately, I'd like to say. So my plan is the fish, because they're going to be slower because of the cold water, they're not going to be swimming around looking for them bits of bait on the bottom. Rather, they're going to come across the one bit of bait I've got there on each hook, hopefully start feeding on that, suck it up, and we catch the fish. So I'm going to see you tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock hopefully, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we have a fish out in the night. So I'll see you then. Morning. It's been a bit chilly throughout the night. I've been sitting here, just made myself a cup of tea, made a couple of PVA bags up I'm going to whack out in a minute. I've been watching the water. There's a little grebe swimming under, seen a couple of little roach jump, might be a little perch to be honest. But there's been a few bubbles coming up, but that could be from the grebe scaring the fish. It could be from bream feeding on the bottom, it could be from carp feeding on the bottom. You don't really know until you cast out to them. So I'm going to cast out to them in a second, just enjoy my cup of tea. I think it's about 8:30 now. So I'm going to whack my rods out, throw a bit of bait out, and hopefully I can cook my breakfast because my gas can is incredibly low. I'm surprised I made this cup of tea. So I've got some beans and sausage to cook, so fingers crossed I can cook them, and fingers crossed I can catch a fish. So I'll be back with you in a minute. You know what they say about fishing? If you're not catching, you're camping. You know what they say about camping? If you're camping, why aren't you fishing? Sitting here cooking my beans, and that left rod's just had a pick up and a drop back. That one right there, not that one, that one. So
Don't know what that is. I'm praying, because it is slack line, it could indicate there's a fish. It just hasn't done like a run off because it is slack line. It's got to make up the slack somewhere. So I'm going to keep a really close eye on it, let you know what happens. Hopefully there is a fish and it takes off, even if it's a bream at this point.
Jingle bell, jingle bell. Oh, I'm Matt Catches. What would you like for Christmas? I'd love to catch a fish, Santa. I may be Santa, but I'm not that good. You what? I've been sitting here for about 40 minutes watching these rods, and the left rod, which had the beat before, it hasn't moved yet. The right hand rod has had another little bleep, so at least we know there is fish somewhere, and I've seen a couple of bubbles come up over the lake. But I'm thinking I'm going to give it about another hour, and then I've got to pack up because I'm going to have my driving lesson. So soon I should be driving. So I'll be back with you when hopefully something interesting happens. So I'll see you then. Unfortunately, we've caught no fish, but the weather is getting a lot colder, so it's becoming a lot harder to fish through these next few months throughout the winter. But hopefully we will end up having some fish out. All we can do is persevere through the cold weather, keep fishing consistently, and hopefully we can get some fish. So if you guys have got any winter fishing tips, it'd be a massive help, because this is my first proper winter fishing on the bank. So as always, this is Matt Catches signing out, and I'll see you in the next video.